and is today reliably developing and is today perceived as India's best aviation training institute with one of the best institutional modules, teaching method and imaginative projects. We have been showing tremendous upgrowth in hospitality, travel administration, and customer care. Skypith Aviation is an airport and aviation service provider in terms of quality, reliability, safety, innovation, and network coverage, offering a comprehensive range of services. Skypith is able to provide an exclusive service package in addition to managing integrated collaboration models. But today's expert aviation expert good afternoon, sir. Our aviation expert, respected Kalyana Sundaram Ganesh, sir. He has a work experience with a division of Aptech Limited, Kolkata, as a trainer in the field of airport management, airport operations, load planning, passenger handling, fares and ticketing, and ancillary services. His professional qualification under IATA recognized programs are: he is associated with Ruby Air Freight Limited as an executive director from 2006 to 8. He has represented as a Royal Jordan Airlines as a cargo sales and operation manager from 2001 to 2006. He worked as a vice president under Lionel Edward Limited, a reputed IATA travel agent at Delhi and Mumbai from 1993 to 1998. He worked with Air India, Kolkata for 23 years from 1970 to 1993. He trained students successfully in IATA distance education programs like cargo rating, fares and ticketing, and all of them are well placed in the industry. He has been an honorary faculty member for the Institute of Modern Management for their postgraduate course for travel and tourism during his tenure with Air India. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. We welcome on behalf of management, student, our staff to this webinar. So kindly advise our students in careers as well as in aviation. So kindly go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kemparaj. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm very happy and honored that I am being given this opportunity to address your students and hope I meet with their expectations and your expectations too. Before I start, let me introduce you myself as my name is fully named as Kalyan Sundaram Ganesh, but people know me as Ganesh only. And I have been associated with this aviation industry for the last 44 years actively. And in the last 7 years, I have been not actively participating, but I have been getting connected with the aviation people in all fields. Okay. Now, as far as aviation is concerned, the scope for career is enormous, not like any other industry. It is not just even from a class 8 student to a MBA from Harvard can get a job in airline. So it depends upon what kind of an education we have to cater to the aviation industry. To start with, aviation industry is a very, very vast industry. It has different fields. It is connected to tourism. It is connected to the economy of the country. It is connected to the catering division. It connects to the hotel industry. It is connected to everything. Aviation is the lifeline for the economy of a country. Now, Let me start with the courses that we have. Aviation industry, as we all know, that for the last 2 years has got a setback because of the pandemic of corona all over the world. But however, for every thing, there is always a bright note. So in the years to come, maybe by next year, the aviation industry will boom again, and there are airlines which are planning to grow and expand. And for the latest, Saudi Airlines is going to start its mega carrier very soon, and they will be competing with Qatar Airways, Emirates, and Etihad, who are all the mega carriers of the world today. Now, as far as different courses are concerned, I think we have the graduation BBA in aviation, you have diploma, you have different courses that are conducted. But as far as different vacancies, different courses, different careers that are available for the aviation students, let me start with the customer service. If you are a graduate, excuse me. Hello.
హలో మీకు ఎప్పుడు క్లాస్ చెప్తానే ఉంటారా మాకు కొంచెం కానీ బ్రేక్ ఇరా మేము
Hello. Okay. If you
Long term, you will get benefit.
hello, can you hear me? Okay. As far as aviation courses, different carriers are concerned, the first thing that comes to our line is the customer service.
ఆపుతారా లేదా
The scope of a customer service agent is to serve the passengers and to check in the passengers and to look after his needs and requirements at the airport. Remember one thing, the customer service agent is the image of an airline. A passenger books a ticket, maybe from his online or through a travel agent, but the passenger looks at the airline when the customer service agent meets him at the airport. So the airport staff is the image of the airline. So it is necessary that we need to have proper grooming, proper attitude, and proper perspective as far as the job goes. From a customer service agent, a staff can grow right up to the director of the airline. There are people who have grown from a customer service agent to the grow. And then the next step is the supervisor. Then from there, you can go to the duty officer, then you become the airport manager, then you become the commercial manager. The scope is indefinite. There are, to understand the careers that are available in the aviation, let me tell you something. There are some very big divisions in an airline. They are called the commercial department, which consists of airport handling, marketing and sales, cargo, and fares and reservation. Then you have the revenue department, which deals with the financial transactions of the airline. Then you have the operations division, which deals with the scheduling, rerouting of the aircraft, the maintenance, the scheduling of aircraft, the routing, and all those things. And then comes the in-flight department, which deals with the air hostesses, pilots.
ఎక్స్క్యూజ్ మీ సార్
catering,
డిడ్ యు
and-
వాచ్ కార్తీక దీపం సీరియల్
Hello. Then you have the engineering division,
Who
which
is this nonsense?
deals with the maintenance of the aircraft. Yes. Am I continuing?
Yeah, you can continue, sir.
Okay. Then you have the engineering division, where you have scope for the maintenance of the aircraft, which is a mandatory requirement for every airline that operates an aircraft. So they look after the maintenance of the aircrafts and the requirements of the engineering division. Then you have the GSD division, which is called the ground support division, which deals with the handling of the aircraft, like fueling, loading, and other aspects. Now, as far as commercial department is concerned, it is broadly divided into two divisions. One is the cargo division, other one is the passenger division. And airline does not just carry passengers, it carries cargo also, because there is a belly load available and on which the airline earns both on the belly as well as on the seats that they sell. So in the airport side, you have the staff, you have the carriers for customer service agent, reservation agent, salesman, marketing and sales. And in the cargo division, you have the ratings, you have the lost and found section, then you have the cargo claims, then you have the handling of mishandled cargo, mishandled baggage, and all those things. Then you have the engineering division, which starts from the mechanical division to the maintenance of the aircraft. Then you have the operations divisions, where it deals with the rerouting of aircraft, scheduling of aircraft, which is a very important factor. Then you have the scope for becoming an air traffic controller, which is unending, because the air traffic controller is the most toughest job that an airline can have. Every airline has its own operations officer, flight operations officer, which deals with it, for which you don't need an engineering or a electronic graduate educational qualification. Even an ordinary graduate can become a flight operations officer, because you have to do the debriefing to the pilots and the air hostesses. Then you have the in-flight department, which consists of the pilots and the air hostesses. The pilots are the commanders of the aircraft, and they fly the aircraft with licenses, and for every aircraft there is a separate license. Each model of it is not like driving a car. I have a car driver, I can drive any car. It is not like that in a for a pilot. For each type of aircraft, if you have a 737 337C, you have a different license. If you have a 737 303 cargo, then you have a different license. Every aircraft has a different license, and the pilots are trained along or are supposed to get a license from it. Now comes the air hostess job. The air hostess job is the most glamorous job, as you can see from outside, but it is not so glamorous as you all think. It's a very tough job, where you have to stand for 14 hours if it's a long flight, and to look after the passenger. The most important duty of an in-flight attendant or an air hostess is for the safety of the aircraft. Safety is a key factor for any aviation job. Safety is given the priority. If you look into the different aspects, safety comes first as far as aviation is concerned. Now, as far as the growth and prospects of the different courses from an airline can, if you get job, if you have a job in an airline, you can work at the airport, and from an ordinary customer service agent, you can become a director of the company, and from a marketing and sales, you can become the commercial head, you can become the commercial head, you can become the commercial director. The scopes are indefinite, but for all this, you need the basic education, and Skybird Aviation provides you with all kinds of training with the proper syllabus that they have incorporated in their different courses. And the faculty that they have are great, and I have been a part of that, but because of personal reasons could not continue there. But it's a very good institution, and every student there must look into it and try to learn from the faculty. And you have one person, Mr. Kempraj, who is so guiding and so nice to deal with, and he will deal with all your problems as far as your career, your education is concerned. Anything else? What else you want me to speak? Is it enough or more? You can ask me questions, I can answer. If there are anybody who can want, I can answer questions.
Hi students, please feel to ask questions.
Okay.
Sir, which
There is a
department,
question
which
from
course?
Prem Sagar.
Yeah.
There is a question from Prem Sagar which says that for maintenance, you can become you can become a mechanical engineer. If you are a mechanical engineer, you have scope for the maintenance of the aircraft. and for which you'll have to apply to the engineering division of an airline. And to get jobs in the airline, it is better that you go into the websites of different airlines where the airlines post the different vacancies. On top of it, Skybird Aviation will also assist you with your placements. But however, as you are a candidate, you must also go into the websites of different airlines in the career option and see what are all the different jobs that are available to suit your education.
Anybody else? Please.
Even
state
the-
your-
Sir, Bharti here. Can I ask sir a question?
Yeah, you can ask.
Very good afternoon, sir. My name is Bharati. I am one of the lecturers with Skybird. And
Okay.
sir, can you throw some light on the customs and immigration department of the airport? I
Okay.
have been into airlines, but as a crew, I was working. So,
Okay.
can you just tell us students who are in the diploma course about the immigration and customs department completely, like how they work and what they
Okay,
deal with?
okay,
actually?
Understood,
Thank
understood.
you, sir.
See, the airport is the customs and immigration. Customs immigration means people who are coming from different countries to another country. Like, for example, if a passenger is coming from, say, London to India, say he's landing in Bangalore. So he is a different, so he may be an Indian, he may be a foreigner. So the immigration department, the basic requirement of a immigration department is to check the passengers who come in, whether they are legal citizens, whether they are people without any background of terrorism or crimes or anything, to check the inflow of passengers. There they check, the main thing that they check is the passport, whether the passport is valid or not. A passenger who travels from one country to another, his passport must be valid for at least 6 months. The second thing is whether they have a proper visa. What is a visa? Visa is visitors. If an Indian goes to abroad, he needs a visa. Say he is going to USA. The visa is the permission given by the US government to land into their country. Likewise, when the immigration department of an airport in India, what they do is, if a passenger comes from USA, whether he has an Indian visa, they check the visa, they check the validity of the passport, they check the identity of the passenger, and the photograph and the person who is handing over the passport must match. But nowadays, what is happening is that you have got these biometric passports which deals with correctly, and it is more accurate as far as the genuinity of the passenger is concerned. The immigration, the only rule that the immigration does is to check the flow of passenger and whether passengers are genuine or not, and whether they hold proper documents for their incoming to the country that they desire. As far as customs is concerned, customs is basically a regulation which controls the inflow of goods and the outflow of goods from one country to another. If you are a passenger, if you are coming into India, you have certain allowances, meaning there are certain things that you can bring, there are certain things that you cannot bring. People cannot bring intoxicating items like marijuana, cocaine, drugs and all that. These are all prohibited. If you are in possession of that, they can arrest you and put you into jail. So the customs, one of the basic regulation of a custom is to check whether the passenger is having proper items which are allowed by the country that they are traveling. The customs also checks the custom. See, when an airline lands in an aircraft, say an aircraft lands in Bangalore, what happens is a copy of the incoming passengers list is handed over to the customs. What the customs do is they check the names of the passenger, and they have a computer which can deal with every passenger based on their passport details. And if there is a black market against any passenger, they check them thoroughly to see to it that he does not carry anything which is not allowed. It is called contraband items. There are some allowances. As far as Indians are concerned, when they go on a tour, when they come to India, they can bring in allowance of about 25,000 rupees worth of goods, which can be of gifts to their friends. But however, there is another thing. If a passenger stays abroad, say I'm staying in the USA for 6 years and I come to India, then the allowance increases. This is called the transfer of residence permit. The basic duty done by customs is to check the passengers, what they bring in and what they are going to take out. That is the basic function to control the economy of a country. Is it
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir. And one more small doubt, sir. For example, I am leaving from India and I carry some jewelry with me for which I have proper bills. So why do I have to mention it to customs?
1 minute. Let me tell you, as far as gold jewelry ornaments are concerned, if it's the lady, Indian ladies, they allow without any receipt or without any declaration up to a minimum of, you can wear a chain. The Indian wearers, they wear Mangal Sutra. You can wear 4 or 5 sets of bangles for which there's nothing required. But if you are carrying much more than the jewelry, much more jewelry, like maybe you are carrying 12 pairs of bangles, 8, 9 necklaces. If you are carrying too much of things, what you are supposed to do is you have to go to a gold appraiser in your city, like in Bangalore. There are gold appraisers available. What they will do is they will value the gold and then they will give you a certificate that you are carrying so much of gold ornaments. So at the time of departure, if you show it to the customs will accept it. So when you come back with the same gold, you will not be levied duty, because there is a restrictions for bringing gold from abroad. You cannot bring as gold as you want from abroad. That is the restriction. That is the reason they say that it is better to get a gold appraiser, get your ornament certified to the value and to its purity, and when you give that paper to the customs, they will accept it. So when you come back, you can show the same paper and they will not levy any duty.
Yeah, right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. You have been in which airline, madam, if I may know?
Sir, I was working with Emirates and Fly Dubai in the
Okay,
year
okay.
2009, sir.
You were based in Dubai, that means.
Yes, sir. And I have
Okay,
worked
very
for
good.
KLM, sir, Royal Dutch Airlines, which goes to Netherlands.
I know,
So I have
Amsterdam.
worked for them for some time.
Amsterdam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, good, good. Nice.
Thank you.
Anything else anybody wants to know?
Prem Sagar again put a question. May I know the way to become screening security officer?
Okay, to become a screening security officer, you can join an airline with a graduation certificate as a security staff. But however, to become a screening officer, there are certain basic regulations which has to be passed. Airport Authorities of India conduct a security exam called AVS, which the airline will send it to you. Once you join an airline will nominate you and you'll have to pass that course, aviation security course. That is the basic course that every security staff of an airline must do. Then you have the screening exams and all, and if you pass the screening exams, then you can become a screening security officer. And the more exams that you pass, the more money you get. The airline gives you more allowances for the different airport security exams that are conducted by the Airport Authorities of India.
Anything else? Another 5 minutes is there. Again, he has asked like
Somebody wants to know the interview procedure. Interview is what? How you remember one thing. When you go for an interview, whether you go for a hotel or whether you go to its office or whether you go to an airline, interview remains an interview. But remember one thing, they don't have much time. So whatever it is, you may have 5 minutes, you may have 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, you have to project you as the most best candidate. So what is the procedure? The procedure is that you prepare well about the company that you are going to attend. First. Second thing, you should have a good knowledge about the education that you have. Three, your attitude. Attitude plays a very important role as far as any interview is concerned. It is the same with the airline. Grooming. You should look personal. You should look good. It does not mean that you put makeup and all. The idea is to keep you hygienic, clean, and presentable. And the most important thing is the communications talent. You should know English well. You should know how to speak nicely. Your body posture, your body language, everything counts in interview. You should go through the different interview processes that are available in Google. You will learn to it, and there are good faculties, and that you have this lady who is an air hostess. She can teach you how to attend interview very well. And the little that I have seen her, I think she can definitely coach you better.
Next, another
Anything
3
else,
minutes.
please?
Another 3 minutes. Is there anything else? Anybody?
No, they can. I have got time, sir. No problem. I can wait.
No, you are very old, sir. Like we should give breathing also. Like.
I didn't understand.
No, you are senior person. We have to give rest. We cannot ask.
No. To me, sir, to me, you are my guru.
Temperat sir, can I ask one question to you, sir, on your behalf?
Yes,
So,
sir.
Kalyan
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Sir, very good afternoon, sir.
May I
Come
get a
on,
good name, please?
My name is Kiran Kumar, sir.
Tell me.
My question is regarding how does do we have any restrictions in preparing load and trips for wide body aircraft, sir? Like A380s or Boeing 777s and all?
So, Kiran, sir, introduce yourself, sir.
Load and trim is a training given by the airline for each aircraft. It is a different license that is given. It is not that you have a Airbus 380 load and trim license you can do for a Boeing 747. No, it is a different thing altogether. Load and trim is a training that is given. It's basically what it is. It deals with the balancing of the aircraft so that the specific gravity of an aircraft remains at a safer place at all times. It is either on ground or whether it is flying. The same license, you have to have different licenses to do load and trim for different aircrafts. It cannot be the same one load. An airline may have a Boeing 737, an Airbus 380, a 747, a 707, a Douglas 80. All these aircraft need separate load and trim license for you to be competent enough to do it.
Sir, let me introduce myself, sir. My name is K. Kiran Kumar, sir, MCOM MBA, with 35 years of aviation experience, including airport. And I was part of project management team for Delhi International Airport, Hyderabad International Airport, and Goa International Airport, sir. 4 to 5 times I won the Best Employee Award, sir, in airport operations management for installation of airport operations at Hyderabad, sir, at Malaysia, sir. And I was in...
Beg your pardon,
yes,
are you a faculty?
Yes, sir, I'm faculty, sir.
Okay.
So 5 times I won Best Employee Award, sir, in RGIA Shamshabad. Plus, I have been part of the project management in Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Hong Kong International Airport, Dubai, Goa, and Delhi International Airport, sir.
Very good. I'm very happy to know that.
Yes, sir.
Sir, here, Kashyap Jain.
worked,
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So that is the thing, sir. And my question was that, do we have any specific limitations in relating to the preparation of load and trim sheets for A380 and Boeing 777, sir? That's the thing.
What kind of limitations you are talking?
About talking of the space limitations and seat calculating limitations, sir.
See, every aircraft has got 4 basic main limitations, structural limitations. It is the total takeoff weight, total landing weight, total landing weight, takeoff weight, and there are structural limitations which are given by the airline. You cannot at any stage exceed these limitations. The total weight of the aircraft at the time of takeoff cannot exceed a certain weight. At the time of landing, it cannot exceed a certain weight. So these structural limits must be observed at all times. These are all the basic limitations. And there are limitations as far as what type of a cargo that you can load, what type of a cargo that there are certain, what is called the per kg pressure that you can put on the flooring of an aircraft. The flooring capacity of an aircraft is 90 kgs per square feet. So you cannot exceed. I cannot put in a 1 square foot area 1,000 kgs of a cargo. It has got to be spread along so that the weight is spread and the balance is achieved.
Thank you, sir.
Have you
We
done a
are-
load and trim sheet? Have you
Yes,
done a
sir.
load and trim sheet?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am a license holder for a Airbus A300, 310, 320 Boeing, sir.
So when you know, I don't understand. When you know it, why are you asking me? You know the structural
No.
limits of
I
an
was
aircraft.
talking about structural limitations in wide bodies of A310, Boeing 777, sir. That's all.
Okay.
Okay,
It's
coming to here,
all
like
different.
one,
It is the manufacturer's structural limits given to different aircrafts.
Thank you, sir.
here Kashyap Jain has given like he has done a BBA degree and want to get into aviation field. So should I have to pursue BBA aviation? When you are already having a BBA degree, no need to go to again one more degree. Instead of that, like a professional course like a diploma in airline airport operation, you can take. So it will be helping out. And in that, like we'll be teaching cabin crew also. So terms and conditions will be there. We'll be teaching in cabin crew course. Airline airport operation, like different field will be explaining airport operation, terminal, airside, RAM management, load planning, and in-flight services. This all those things it will be included. So 1 year professional program, it is enough to become and join to airlines, airports. Sir, one more question.
Sir,
Afrin Taj. Sir, can you
Sir,
say?
may I add
which job-
something? May
Yes.
I add something?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I understand that you have also introduced these IATA diploma courses in your institute. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
I would now wish to tell you that along with your BBA in aviation, if you can do one of the courses offered by Skybird Aviation, as far as IATA courses are concerned, it will be a great value to your CV, and also an IATA certificate is recognized worldwide by every airline people, including the travel agencies. So it would be a great help if you could join one of the courses offered by Skybird Aviation as far as IATA is concerned.
Dear all, time limit is over. Rejoin all. Please rejoin everyone. We'll discuss which sir has told no, regarding that we'll discuss.